Hi, all. Good to see you all here. Okay, I think everyone's in. And Kate, I see you, but you're upside down. Well, there she is. Hello, Kate. There she goes. Now she's right side up. All right. I don't want anybody upside down during this event. Oh, too much blood to the head. Forget it. So anyway. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to our May Zoom. I'm so glad that you're all here with me today. And we're going to have a really good time tonight. My good friend Katherine Zimmerman will be presenting tonight. And she owns Trance Time. I'll tell you more about her later. But she'll be talking about stress relief with breathing techniques and acupressure. And believe me, if you want to learn anything on a class, this is the woman to learn from. She is a fantastic teacher and speaker, and I know you're just going to love this. So, so let's talk about May. Now, the whole purpose of this group is to share as many things as we can, mentally, physically, spiritually, that can keep us going through these times, because we're in changing times. Some things may seem to be going wrong, but I see a lot more things going right. So the more that we can focus on what we can do right and how we can empower ourselves and make ourselves feel better and be the best that we can, the better off everything is around us. It just makes everyone feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So we'll talk about the month of May. So the month of May, the word comes from Maya, which is the Roman and Greek mythology, where the goddess Maya was considered the goddess of spring and growth. She was considered a nurturer of earth and of growing beautiful blossoms and plants. Now, May, we know, is associated with growth and renewal and new beginnings. The month represents a time of blossoming of nature. As it comes alive after a very sleepy winter, it's time for everything to start blooming and growing and expanding. And in many cultures, May represents the bridge between winter and springtime and going into summer. And it's also linked with the themes of fertility, abundance, and the divine feminine. So in the 5th month, which is May, the 5th month, I just love that. I have so many birthdays in the month of May that we honor. One of them was my husband's mom. She would have been 99 years old today. Now, there's a woman who knew how to live for 99 years very well. After her passing, she asked to be scattered her ashes in rose bushes, which we did 2 days ago on her birthday, and have a shot of tequila in her honor. Well, that's how to live and how to say goodbye in style. So 5 things in May that you can begin to explore to really see where you can go. In May, think about the transformation and the growth aspect, just a rebirthing. Now, leaving winter and going into spring is the same as us leaving old patterns behind, leaving things that are no longer serving us, just shedding that and letting it go. And then we get to make a space for fresh perspective. You move beyond your perceived limits. We think we can only do so much, but if we leave that behind, we're able to start a regrowth. And it's just time to flourish and bear fruit for everything we've been thinking about maybe over the winter, maybe some goals we were trying to set. And May has the energy to help you achieve those goals and manifest your dreams and just face your future with renewed enthusiasm. You could also look at May as a time of healing and restoration. Now, there's bright colors when you relate to spring, the flowers, the brightness, just everything coming alive. The springtime scents that are in the world is just very uplifting. And when we get into this season, there's also a very inner calm. April is full of the showers, which bring the May flowers. We've heard that. And when the May flowers and it blooms, it makes us slowly open up and come alive. And that's where we get to restore the nature of who we really are. It's the time when we come to the end of the darkness in the sun cycle and we restore our energetic connection with the sun with more brightness and lightness during the day. And that makes all of us feel better. Just having the sun be up until 8 or 9 o'clock as we get closer and closer to the summer just makes us feel like we have more of a day. There's more time for us to do what we want to do. It's also a time that can be used of joy and celebration. So if you enjoy the beauty and the colors and the scents that surround you, the vibrant colors, you can embrace the playfulness and just laughter and having fun. It's about a feeling of hope, possibilities, and potential. And in the dictionary, when may is used as a verb, as if in may I, it expresses the possibility. May I? It asks and gives permission, and it can give permission to yourself to do what it is you'd like to move forward with in this life. It's introducing a wish or a hope. And that's a good may I. Just keep that in mind. And then it's a time of balancing, harmony, love. Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual come together at this time better than most times of the year. It's a time where you can find and notice any imbalances that you may have had over the winter as you wake up out of that dead sleep. Spring has already come along. We're getting ready for summer, and your energy is starting to move up, and you can start balancing yourself and just feeling that it's time to open your heart and just nourish relationships and the things that really bring you fulfillment and joy in your life. And just feeling the love for everything that's around you, you're grateful for everything that comes into your life. And then number 5 would be the spiritual awakening. It's a great time for that. The time that we watch everything bloom, it's a time to get in touch with our deeper understanding of our spiritual nature. May Day or Beltane, which actually means bright, fiery. It's celebrated on May 1st. And it celebrates the height of spring, the coming of summer, when Earth has warmed and we gain more light each day. So we can bask in that as a spiritual awakening too, just as we come out of the winter, we're getting ready for spring to bring ourselves back to where we want to be, and we're ready to bloom now in the month of May. So we can be ready for summer to go ahead with the things we want to do, the things we enjoy, and the things we love. So just keeping some of those thoughts in mind as we go through the rest of May, and let yourself experience those openings, those reawakenings and that rebirth. And just keep the goddess Maya in mind and what she brought to us. She was the mother of Aramis, and she's got such fascinating stories, but that's for another time. I'm sure Vesta knows some of that, and she's smiling inside, or Katherine, or many of you anyway. But May is a good month just to let yourself be reborn for who you are in the best way you can at these times. So with that being said, to make things the best that you can, you want to be stress-free. You want to release your stress. You want to just be able to go forward with nothing else bothering you. So to do that, I have my friend Katherine now coming to speak with us. And I'll tell you just a little bit about her as I add her in here. So Katherine is a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a Reiki Master, EFT Practitioner, and she's the director of the California Hypnotherapy Academy. She's been in private practice since 1989. She teaches hypnosis and like subjects as conferences nationwide and has authored a number of his hypnosis manuals. She's an internationally known author and speaker and has served on the boards of some of the top hypnosis organizations. So now I hand you over to my good friend, Katherine Zimmerman.
Thank you, Denise. That's lovely. Just to correct one little minor thing, I've been on the board for the American Council of Hypnotist Examiners, but not any of the others.
Oh, okay.
I've spoken at a lot of conferences. I used to do the conference circuit. I still remember a few years back, I was I scheduled to do 5 conferences that year. I came home from one and I was putting things away. And I realized that in 2 months I would be packing it all up again to go to another conference. And that's when I started crying. 5 conferences in 1 year is too many. So, lesson learned. But I tested the waters to figure that out for myself. It's fun, but you know, that travel thing where it sounds pretty glamorous, people who travel a lot, it's actually a lot of work. A lot of work, especially these days when take off your shoes and do this and get that stuff out and show us this plastic bag. So anyway, thank goodness for the internet and Zoom and all the ways we have to connect. Because I'm here in California, where it is not really spring yet. Feels more like winter still. Although our idea of winter is low 60s. Maybe, yeah, low 60s. So that's, I know. We don't complain much about the weather here, do we, Denise? Denise lived here a long time. So today, Denise has asked me to show you some things that I think will be really helpful. You know, having done hypnotherapy as long as I have and practiced self-hypnosis personally, daily since 1989, and I learned it back in 81. And it is my very favorite self-help tool. It's easier, my students tell me, than meditation, and there's a goal attached. But I do like, once I'm in that state, I don't want to just come right back out. It would be beneficial in 15 minutes. But I have time, so now I do 30 minutes every day. Sometimes I do a little 20, 30, 40 minutes in the afternoon, as well as in the first thing in the morning. But when I tell my clients that and give them a recording to listen to and teach them self-hypnosis, well, they always say the same thing. Oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. All right. But when I ask them, do you have 60 to 90 seconds to do an acupressure technique? Oh, well, they have that. So far, you know, people sometimes ruin my statistics. But so far, knock on some wood somewhere, no one has said I don't have 90 seconds. No one. I would worry about them if they did. Come on, you've got to have 90 seconds where you can just close your eyes and do this little process that will make a difference. And if we break the stress cycle and not let it build because stress accumulates, then the whole day goes better. Something throws you off center and you do this little technique that takes you no time at all, really, in those 24 hours that we have, then it doesn't just keep accumulating. And that's why these little techniques have been so useful. So what I want to do first, I'm going to show you 2 acupressure techniques that I'll walk you through them. But in order to see what kind of difference they've made, first we need to have you scan your body mind and decide where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 right now. So I want you to just take note, close your eyes for a minute. Notice where you are right now, what your day's been like, where you are at the end of your day. For those of you I know who are on the East Coast, where it's later, and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being pretty mellow and 10 being coming out of my skin. Just jot down the first number that comes to mind. Don't overthink it. It's a subjective response, so write down a number that describes how you're feeling right now so that we can have a way to measure the change when it does occur. Everybody have their number? All right. So the first one is Cook's Hookup. I learned this in a Touch for Health class years ago. And really, I did 2-day intensive with this group. It was wonderful. But what I've used over the years with clients, because of the work I do, and the way that their work unfolded, it just physically was hard for me to do it. But the techniques, the first 2 techniques that I'm going to show you, I learned in that Touch for Health intensive, life altering. So in the first one, Cook's Hookup, you're going to cross, you can rest your arms in your lap when you're done, but cross one wrist over the other and then put your arms down. So let's say your right wrist is on top of the left, then cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Doesn't matter which way you do it as long as they match. Then just rest your tongue on the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. Close your eyes and just focus on your natural breath. Now uncross your ankles and wrists and press your fingertips together. Again, with the eyes closed, focusing on your breath. All right, you can open your eyes, let your hands relax. Take a moment, notice how you feel right now. You wrote down a number. Check in with your body mind. See if that number still applies. And if not, write down a new number. All right, who's noticed a difference in how they feel? Yeah. That whole thing took 90 seconds. Now, one of the things I like about this one, and honestly, these first two, there will be one that will be more effective for you. But since we're stacking one after another, it may be hard to identify which has the strongest effect for you. So going through the next few days or weeks, pick one, see it, maybe one of them is better for you than the others. Took 90 seconds. I like this one because you can do it almost anywhere, not while you're driving, not then. But let's say you're in a group of people and you're starting to feel wound up and stressed and irritated. You casually cross your ankles, let your wrists crossed and laying in your lap. You keep your eyes open, blur your focus so that your focus is more inward. With your eyes open, focus inward on your breath. And then when you're ready, uncross, and your hands again are still in your lap, but you've got your fingertips to press together, and just let that internal experience shift. No one is going to be saying then, so what do you think's wrong with Denise? We really worry about her, don't we? Because nobody's going to pay attention to what you're doing. So it's very low key. And believe me, when I show this to clients, I see the look in their eyes. They get a little bit of that deer in the headlights look. Do it at work in a meeting. Nobody's going to notice. They're very self-conscious because they're in their 30s or maybe in their early 40s, and they're still self-conscious about what they do. I don't care anymore. Thank goodness what people think about what I'm doing or where I'm doing it. So it doesn't matter. But for the younger crowd, I always say, listen, nobody's going to notice you're doing that because it's so low key. Here's the benefit. It slows down an overactive left brain, brings an overactive right brain into focus, grounds and centers you. Who doesn't want that? This is yes. Yes, I want that. Doesn't it feel good to just feel a little more present for yourself, for what's going on around you? So that's the first one. In fact, I do this with clients when they come in and they're traffic and work and they're wired up and now we're going to do hypnosis. Oh, I don't think we are. I don't think so. So I do this with them first, 90 seconds. Now we can proceed with the session because they've mellowed out. And then I send them home with instructions to keep doing it. Because stress is going to build back up. We know it is. All right. Any questions about Cook's Hookup or comments? Is it something you think you might add to your day?
Yeah, I think it's something that we could probably do at least once a day just for the heck of it. Even like you said, we don't even realize some of the stress we're getting until we're already at this level.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of maybe just taking the time to do it even every other day. 90 seconds is not much. It's just very easy, very quick to do.
It really is, and yet it makes a significant difference.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I seriously wonder if people say they don't have 90 seconds, what is wrong with your life? It's a matter of priorities. And if you make yourself a priority, then you're going to find the time to do these little, especially these little things. All right. So the next one, now the first one you could do pretty much anywhere. This next one is also very effective. This one reduces stress, helps the mind respond to outer events and inner thoughts differently. It brings you back to being at choice. And isn't that where we want to be? We want to be at choice. It's empowering to be at choice. However, this one's going to be pretty apparent that you're doing it. I don't recommend this one for that work meeting because, or the restaurant, or, because people will wonder what in the world is going on with you now. However, there's always, even if you're out in public, there's a room with a door on a lock and a place to sit. The restroom, but hey, any port in a storm. So you can always, even if you're not at home, you can always go there and do that. Dealing with in-laws and family stuff, highly recommended. Highly recommended. Also, anybody who has young children in their life, if you have a toddler waking up with nightmares, you can do this for them. You don't have to say a word. You just hold their head and they will calm down because you're stimulating acupressure points in the forehead and at the back of the head. So it's a light touch. So lay one hand on your forehead, the other hand at the back of your neck. And if you're gripping, then that first one didn't really have a good enough effect. A light touch will do it. Take a breath, and as you exhale, let those eyelids close. And again, this doesn't take long, but I will give you a little time to notice what you feel like as you hold your head. Now think about something that's been a little stressful lately. Not a major stress, just a little stressful. While you hold your head, think about that bit of stress. As you think about it now, notice what's different. Now, when you're ready, put your arms down. The downside to this one, even though it's very effective, is you have your arms in the air and the arms get tired. So that's the downside. However, if you do this for someone that you care about, someone you live with, family member, do it for them. Hold their head. So Denise would hold Nelson's head and then great places, it's so nurturing to have someone else hold your head. It's good when you do it for yourself. It's so much better when someone does it for you, especially someone who cares about you. So I tell my couples my clients that are in a relationship, I say, do this for your loved one, and then ask them to do it for you, and then talk about your day. So you're not bringing the stress of your day into your relationship. So who notices now that what happened? Let me ask you this. What happened when you brought in a little bit of stressful thought after you'd been holding your head for a bit? What was it like to bring in something that would otherwise make you feel stressed?
It didn't feel as bad.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've had clients say to me, well, I couldn't think of anything stressful. And so then I ask, so you don't have any stress in your life? Oh, I know I have stress. I just couldn't think of it while I held my head. That's perfect. That's what we
Yeah, it's like I could think of the instance that made me stressed, but there was no emotion with it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a feeling about it. It was just detached.
And that's so much better. And again, we don't do this one while we're driving. That's all right. That whole thing took 60 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. So write down your new number, do a body scan, see if the number has changed again. How you feel mentally, physically, emotionally. Are your numbers dropping? Good. Now this third one, I've learned in the last year or two, the centering breath. So far, this is my favorite breathing technique. And I've known for years that anytime we alter our breathing, we are altering our consciousness. So bringing our attention to the breath in various ways brings us to a still point. And this particular one really resonates with me. So I'm going to share it with you. I'll walk you through it. Again, it doesn't take long. I'll time it just to see. I've never actually timed this. Let's time it and see. I know my sister has high blood pressure. She used to, that's not what I want. She used to do deep breathing on the way to the doctors to have her blood pressure taken to get it to an acceptable level so that the doctor would be impressed that she was doing better. Seemed like she was cheating to me, but it's not my blood pressure that's the problem. So she's going to do it her way. But we know breath work makes a difference. Don't we know that already? I was just in a workshop this last week. A young woman she's been doing breath work for years. She taught us 4 different methods of breathing, the box breath and the 4-7-8 breath. And believe me, by the time we got done with these 4 different breathing techniques and we'd all been breathing along, I felt great. So good. I use this type of thing quite a bit with clients as an entry point into hypnosis, because I want to alter their breathing, alter their consciousness. And I start by altering their breathing. And again, it's a take home, something you can do. You don't have to have your eyes closed, although why not? It's easier to turn your attention inward when your eyes are closed. So go ahead. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, just let those eyelids close. And breathe as if you're breathing up through the top of the head, reaching up for connection. Breathe as if breathing through the sides of the body, becoming more present to this moment. Breathe as if breathing out behind you, gathering every moment of resilience, laughter, love, releasing anything unnecessary, just put it behind you. Breathe as if breathing down into the earth through your feet, connecting with purpose, feeling calm and grounded. Breathing forward now through the front of your body, right out through your heart. Open to discovery and love and lightness. And feel that stillness that you have awakened within you with your breath. Then when you're ready, take another deep breath to signify that your time with your breathing exercise has ended. Open your eyes, stretch, readjust yourself to the room. Then scan your body mind and write down the number, the ever diminishing number, how you're feeling now on that level of 1 to 10. How does it feel now? What's shifted? And let me ask you, how long do you think that took?
A minute?
90 seconds.
2.5 minutes.
Ooh.
Oh. Ooh.
And in 2.5 minutes, do you feel different than you did going into it?
Oh, yes.
And I took my time. You could do it more quickly than that. I think when I do it with clients, I'm watching them because it's just me and one person. And I usually have them do 2 breaths in each direction. And then I go on with the induction. So you can do it longer, you can do it shorter. I think it's still going to have a really good effect. So questions or comments about the centering breath?
It's interesting how you directed the different parts of the body, because I can honestly say I don't think I've ever tried to breathe through the top of my head before. But it was an interesting experiment for sure.
It is, isn't it? The first time I experienced it, nobody, same thing as you, nobody had ever guided me to breathe in that manner before. And it brings my attention here, which is, hypnosis is a turning inward, and you're focused here instead of out there. So to me, it's a perfect way to bring yourself to the moment and to your physical form and to be fully present. My favorite part is when I get to the feet, the breath going down through the feet. That's because I'm definitely an earth person. And I just think, oh, there it is. There it is. That feels good. Michelle, you have your hand up.
I thought it was wonderful because the first couple of exercises that you gave us that were acupressure, acupuncture based, that was almost like an external source of energy coming into us, and I could feel that energy going through me. which was fantastic because it lets me know there is help. When you directed us through hypnotherapy to connect with our breath, to me, once I connected with the breath, well, then it was like the outside source from the acupressure, acupuncture exercises and the internal breathing met. So what I really do with your breath, at least for me, is that you ride the wave of that energy. And so as you are trying to take it in and expand it, it's also coming here and you expand your own energy force. I think it helps anyone around you, whether they're aware of it or not, when you modulate your energy.
Oh, absolutely. You can see that when I remember one day when my kids were little and I had, well, my kids are 6 years apart, but still they were running amok, running a toddler and an 8-year-old running amok in the house. And I'm just thinking, why of all days are they acting out today? I'm really not up for them to be acting like this today because I'm having a bad day. And then I had this moment of awareness where I thought, oh, they're having a bad day because I'm having a bad day. They're feeding off my energy because I'm upset. They're feeling that and they're upset. So when we calm down, everybody around us has an opportunity to respond in a calmer manner. Yes. So those are the 3 things that I wanted to share with you. The link to the videos, if you want to go over them again, Denise has included that. They're on my website, and it just does the same thing we did. It walks you through the same little exercises. So you don't even have to do it on your own. If you want to be walked through it by an outside source as you learn it, then those are always available. I hope that was helpful.
That was very helpful, I think, to everyone. I mean, it seems such a simple thing and it's so powerful. It's just amazing what the human mind is capable of.
Oh, that's exactly why I still do hypnotherapy after 35 years. Still fascinated by the power of the mind. Vesta.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, Katherine, what led you down this path? Were you always interested in this, or is it something that one unique experience or scenario changed your thinking so that you had to expand yourself on your own personal journey?
I would say probably that. In 81, I found a class for self-hypnosis, and I took the class and found I'm a really good hypnotic subject, although I already knew that because I got hypnotized on a date once by accident, on a blind date. That's another story for another day. But then fast forward, in 89, I'm working at the university in Davis, and the lady that we had working in the office with us was going to hypnotherapy school. And she went to the first weekend and she came back to the office Monday and she said, oh, she said, this is amazing. She said, you have got to do this with me. And I thought, oh, I do have to do this with you. It was just that knowing that that's my next path, because I could have kept doing clerical work and HR forever. It's not a bad place to work on a university campus, but it didn't feel quite right. There was something about it that it's like I'm on hold waiting for the right thing, and I didn't know what it was. And when she said hypnotherapy, I thought, oh, yes, I have money. I like to go to school. Let's do that. And when I went to my first weekend, I went home. I was married back then, and I said to my husband, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So her whole thing in life, she told me, she would meet people and she would, oh, you belong over here. And she was very intuitive. She was professional intuitive. And she would nudge people from, well, you're on the wrong path. She said, I don't know how you could do this work. And she would nudge people into a different area because she knew where they really belonged. So that's what she did for me. And, and here I am 35 years later, still as passionate as ever.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So I hope everybody had as good a time as I did. I love doing this with people, and I will turn it back over to Denise.
Oh, I thank you so much for being with us. I mean, I just love working with Katherine. And now you can all see why. She's just makes you feel good. And who doesn't want to feel good?
Naturally.
Of course, of course. If anyone has any other questions, I think we're okay. I think she's answered at least the questions that we need to know for right now. And again, I thank you so much, Katherine. And as I said, I will be posting the links to her website. It is on the Facebook page and it is on the website. It'll also be on the YouTube in the comments section. When I put the video on there for a replay, it will show you it's on her transtime.com and it's under resource videos, and then you'll be able to click on the videos and work along with them. I was doing that earlier today. It was fun, but not as good as doing this in person with her. This was wonderful. So I want to thank you so much, Katherine.
My pleasure.
And so just to look forward for the upcoming weeks, Vesta, who is here with us tonight as well, she will be talking next month about crystals under I've Got a Crystal for That. So I'm sure you're curious of how she's going to be defining that wonderful talk. So I'd love you to tune in next week. And that's going to be on Sunday, June 9th at 8 p.m. And upcoming months, we have a variety of different people that are going to be coming in. We'll have someone coming in to do some shamanic healing information for us. Ayurveda principles will be taught. Shamanic healing, working with chakras, some energy medicine, and some more surprises coming along the way. So again, just remember to invite the people that you know or think may be interested to the Zoom. Again, the goal is to help people learn about as many different aspects of our lives as we can, so they can self-help. I mean, people understand self-help books are great, but to see it in person or to see it on a Zoom and listen to an expert in the field give you information and send you to places where you can look these things up is so helpful. And just inviting someone to look once might be just something that you'll be surprised. They'll say, wow, thanks, I was looking for an answer for that. Also, as I said, if they're not quite sure about it, they can look on YouTube to see some of the previous videos. Also, check in on the website again for different things that I have available there. I do have that long list of names at the very top of the page with no links, no explanation about who these people are, just names. Because I want you to try using your intuition to grab a name that you have never heard. Maybe that name looks interesting. Google it, find out what they are. Look at their YouTube channel, check their website, see where they're speaking. And our intuition is usually going to guide us where we need to go. So give that a try and even challenge some of your friends to do that. Looking for spiritual guidance? Here you go. And also with spiritual guidance, again, there's Gaia TV. It is a streaming service much like Netflix. And Gaia has everything from meditation to yoga to Ayurvedic medicine to ancient aliens to psychics, you name it, crystals, anything you can imagine. It is the spirituality of Netflix is Gaia. And it's very reasonable. And there's so much to learn. So even if you find someone who's searching, it's a great place to send them for lots of information. And with that, I just wanted to leave you with one type of mantra maybe for the month of May, after we went over some of the wonderful things that May can be for you. How about telling yourself, May will be my month to release, breathe, grow, and bloom. And just keep reminding yourself that we can keep on blooming and keep on growing as much as we like. I've got those beautiful little red flowers that only grow about this tall the first year and about this much the next year. And now they're almost as tall as I am. So planting those wonderful seeds that we all know about and watching ourselves grow can be a great thing. So now I would like to, even though Katherine has brought you into this wonderful state, I'm going to take you through a little meditation. So if you'd like to just get comfortable and just close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just allow yourself to let go, relax, and release. And just begin to feel yourself immersed in a beautiful space. Let's take everyone to the beach today. We're getting into warmer weather. Let's begin to see the sand, beautiful crystal sand, the sun glistening on the sand. See yourself putting a nice comfortable blanket down as you lay down and sink deep into the sand. Just feeling yourself relaxing and letting go. And you could feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, just warming your face just ever so gently. And now you begin to hear the sounds of the beach as you hear the waves hitting the shore. You hear the sound of the seagulls in the distance. And then you begin to bring in the smells of the ocean, the crisp, clean air, and just the wonderful healing energy of the sea and the beach, just filling you from head to toe. Just a healing energy that is just aligning every part of your body. Any areas that you may find that are a little off balance could use a little extra tender, loving care. Breathe the energy of the sea into that area right now and let it surround you. Let the realities of the beautiful, peaceful place on this beach just immerse your body in it. Allow it to just permeate every cell, every atom of your body. Become one with the nature that is there and that you are made of and that it is made of, all as one. One beautiful, peace, relaxed, comfortable place that you feel a part of. You can feel the energy from the waves as each wave hits, just bringing more and more wonderful positive ions and healing energy into your body. You can just feel yourself as in the month of May, just growing and just growing with each breath, getting ready to bloom, to move forward with whatever goals or wishes or feelings or hope that you want to put out into the world. Just feel the nurturing of nature surrounding you and supporting you wherever your positive growing and blooming state takes you to. It's all in good time and it's all in divine order. So just let it be as you hold on to this vision, as you hear the sounds, as you smell the surrounding area of the beach, and just take it with you and let it continue to nurture, heal, grow, and bloom. And now when you're ready, you can just leave the beach very gently, knowing that you can keep it in your inner sanctuary in your mind and access it at any time that you desire. And begin to bring your awareness very slowly back into the room. And just take a breath or two and just feel your body moving and open your eyes when you're ready. And coming back. There we go. So my friends, again, I want to thank you all for being here for tonight. I'm so grateful that you're all here, letting me bloom in my quest to teach. I am a Sagittarian. If I'm not teaching, I'm learning. And I hope we all are too. So until June 9th, be well, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good night.